So how to do Ashtavakrasana, the 8 kind of limb pose. There's so many different ways to get into this, and I don't do it the typical way. Like if you looked at my wife, she does this really fancy thing with the hip and gets her, leg behind her shoulder and then goes in it's very graceful. It's annoying because she does it with so much style. I can't do that version, which is just how my body is, and there is an easier way for me to do it. If I try my wife's version, by the time I've got into the pose, my body's already done. So I actually struggle with the prerequisite. So my version, which is easier for anyone like me who doesn't have that same mobile fancy hip as my wife Laura, what you want to do is just sit down like this, as if you're watching your teacher demo perfectly and you're sat there wondering, how on earth am I going to do this? That's where you start. And what I'd like you to do is bring your right hand through and your other hand out to the side, just like this. That's your starting point. Later, when you come out of the pose, you're going to look down and you're going to see a perfect imprint of both hands, because both hands need to work evenly to resist gravity. Don't forget that important part. Now what I do is I take my left leg over and I now squeeze my legs together. I use my inner thighs to squeeze my bicep muscle there. Okay? So the point is, so far, I sit down, 1, number 2, hands through, even. 3 is foot over. 4 is use my inner thighs, my adductors, to squeeze my bicep. That's so important, because when you're going to tip forward, you want your inner thigh to be resting on the back of your arm, because this back of the arm will act as a shelf to take the weight of your legs. You do that, tighten. This again is the most important part, because most people go in like this. Keep it tight. Now I'm going to keep my heels down for now, just for this demo. Okay, all I'm going to do here is start to tip forward like I'm doing chaturanga, and I'm going to lift my backside off there and come back there. Pushing back engages the muscles that I need to hold the posture over time. So I'm doing repetitions. That's 1 rep. Go in again. Rep number 2. And if I take this leg away, as I go forward, this is happening. So the inner thigh is resting on the back of the leg. That's why you need that tightness. It's so important. Tip forward, tip forward, tip forward, and then eventually you take your legs away and you find your center of gravity. See my left shoulder? Over time, I need that. So typically we drop and you need to push away. Start again, shall we? Feet, hands, foot. 4 is this, the squeezing of the arm. And then the 5th step is all you're doing is lifting your hips and lowering your body down like chaturanga and pushing back. At first, this might be enough. Just there, that's enough. But over time, you'll get the confidence to go further. And if you notice, my feet are still down. And then you're going to hold it and come back. And the next time you're going to think, wow, I can hold this for 2 seconds now. Then it's going to be 3 seconds, and then 4 seconds, and then 5, and then your feet will just start coming off the ground themselves. So I don't think you need to take the feet off. I think once you're confident with getting forward, your feet will start to come away from the ground, because now you're actually holding the pose. And as you hold, you resist, you push into the ground, you resist gravity, and you really do start to feel that in your arms, your pectorals, your shoulders, your hips. It's an amazing, amazing yoga pose. It's an amazing yoga pose. Persevere with it. Repetition is key. Repetition is key.